I think probably the best intro to this would be, let's just watch this. It's like 2 minutes and 40 some odd seconds. It's a quality little piece, not to be a Fox shill right now, but let's just watch it and then we'll talk.
Okay, we might get some ads. Let's see what happens.
Sign at a popular Seattle ice cream shop is sending a loud message to local police officers. Molly Moon's Ice Cream on Capitol Hill posted that sign telling officers if you're armed, you're not welcome inside their business.
Matt Lorch is there with more from the owner who's taking heat and police who are offended by it.
So here's the sign right here. You can see it's directed right at police officers saying if you have a gun, don't bother coming inside.
This is like my house. This is private property.
That's Molly Moon Neitzel, who says her new sign to police has her getting threats on social media while she defends the decision to put it up.
People see it as anti-police. Are you anti-police?
I am anti the current police system. Yeah, I think we need major police reform.
Do you understand that that may make a lot of people upset?
I do.
She says some of her employees felt intimidated by police after they cleared out the nearby Capitol Hill organized protest zone last week, and after a patron paid $500 so officers could come in and get ice cream for free.
We had, I don't know, a few hundred come in, packing their guns, and it was making my employees feel uncomfortable.
Customer Carl Smith heard about the sign. He showed up to give her a hug and drop $500 of his own.
Anyone who comes to Molly Moon's today, ice cream's on me. And I just really support what she's doing.
Still, not everyone is joining the ice cream party.
We're human beings and we do this job. We took an oath of service to serve at the will of the community. And I don't think that the reasonable community of city of Seattle support a business saying we allow police, but they can't be armed.
Mike Solon, president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, says the sign is political pandering that could backfire.
Have a conversation and maybe we can enjoy ice cream at your great business, but we're going to do it while armed.
You know what is not my job as an ice cream maker? The rules of when police officers can have their guns and when they can put them down. And I don't want that to be my job. I don't care about that. But if they want to come into my shop and buy ice cream without a gun, they are welcome.
A message dividing a community that really is a sign of the times.
Molly Moon says business is down more than 50% this year due to the pandemic. She actually knows that the sign may alienate more customers and says it's up to the individual employees to ask police officers who are armed to leave. On Capitol Hill in Seattle, Matt Lorch.
Oh, I wonder if the commies there will support her private property rights.
So there's a lot going on inside of this story, all over an ice cream shop, which, okay. But I think that she has the right to kick people out if she doesn't like what they're wearing, whether it be a gun or a funky fedora. Did you notice that the president of the Seattle Police Department said, "We serve at the will of the community"? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think that was the pig union boss. I think that was like a union.
He says, "We serve at the will of the community," but the community is comprised of individuals. And this individual says, "I don't want you to be here in this fashion." And he says, "Well, we can have a conversation about it, but we're going to be there and we'll be armed." Can you imagine the audacity to just say, like, I don't care what you think about your business. I'm just going to come on in and do whatever the fuck I want. I just can't imagine having that audacity.
There was a Black Lives Matter group that was going around, and I should have had this story queued up, but I don't. And so I don't remember what location it was in, but it was one of the places where there's been lots of riots recently. And they were going to businesses, and they were giving them a list of demands, and it was things like, the percentage of black people in the local area was like 23%, and so on their list of demands was things like, we demand that 23% of your employees are black, that you purchase 23% of whatever supplies that you need to run your business from black-owned businesses, and if you don't, you have to donate 1.5% of your revenue to the charities or to the organizations that we have on this list. or else. You might want to accept these demands, put out a statement, post the list of these demands in your window, or just to make sure that nothing happens to your business.
Sounds a lot like whenever I get a letter once a year from the county that I live in that says we demand this much money to pay for whatever we want to pay for, else something may happen to your private property. Wouldn't that be a shame if something were to happen?
Yeah, and so I really wish I had the story pulled up, but I'm not going to be able to find it right now. But what ended up happening is that one of these businesses just outright refused, and some activists showed up, some protesters showed up and like broke a potted plant out front of the business when they were warning them that they might want to fall in line. And then again, you have the cops and the politicians saying things like, well, that's extortion. That's an extortion racket, with no self-awareness as to the fact that that's literally what they do as a matter of course every day. There's teaching moments everywhere right now, and this is yet another good one. This lady has the right to determine who can come in their property. Absolutely. Could have probably chosen better words for that.
I couldn't get over his response of like, yeah, we could have a conversation, but we'll be armed. And it's like, you're specifically saying you're not here to have a conversation, because a conversation would be, okay, I'll meet you in the middle, then we'll talk about it, and then we'll proceed. But it's like, nah, I'm going to do what I want. Oh man, all over ice cream. I love how it's like on one side there's a sign that's like Rocky Road ice cream, and the next one's like, this is a gun-free zone, which further shows the idea of like a gun-free zone doesn't really work, does it? Like you put up a sign and all of a sudden people just come in with guns. And what is it at the end of the thing? The employees that are working at the time are responsible for asking people to leave if they feel uncomfortable. Hey, would you mind leaving? Please
read Rez's comment. Okay.